Hi, and welcome to finding the volume of a cylinder. So today we're going to take notes that goes along with the worksheet that I also provided you. So a cylinder is a three-dimensional figure that has two parallel bases. So we're looking for cylinder. So a cylinder is a 3D or three-dimensional figure. It has two parallel bases, so those are what it sets on the ends, that are congruent circles and one curved surface which folds around and makes the sides. So everyday objects that have that are cylinders. So a can, you can see the circular base at the top and the one on the bottom. A roll of toilet paper. So here is one base and then the back side is the other base. A beaker for science. You have a circular top and a circular base there. Glue stick has two parallel bases that are circles. Batteries, candle, soda or cans of Coke or Pepsi also. Okay, so a cylinder has two parallel bases because they're evenly distanced apart, and both bases are considered circles. Okay, so blank is the number of cubic units that are needed to fill a three-dimensional figure. So volume, which is what we've been working on, is the number of cubic units that are needed to fill a three-dimensional figure. It is the amount of blank a 3D figure takes up. It's the amount of space because you can fill it. Okay, so to find the volume of most prisms, like we did with rectangular prisms and cubes, we took the area of the base times the height. Okay, we're going to do the same thing here. So we want to think of a cylinder as a prism that has a base with a lot of sides. In this case of a cylinder, the base is a circle. So to find the area of the base, we want to use the formula for area of a circle. So a reminder, to find the area of a circle, we use area equals pi times the radius squared. So since our base is really the area of a circle, the volume of a cylinder would be volume equals pi times the radius squared times the height. And again, we use 3.14 per pi unless it's otherwise directed. So let's actually take this and do some work. Okay, so looking at a cylinder, we have two circular bases. We have the top base and we have the bottom base. The height goes from base to base. We know the radius is from the center of one of the bases to the edge, so the center of a circle to any of the edges. So pi, we're going to use 3.14 unless it's otherwise stated. R, remember, stands for the radius. That's right here. H stands for the height, and that is how tall or how high the shape is. Okay, so let's try a couple examples. Here we have an example of a cylinder. So let's fill in the three pieces that we need. We need the radius. So looking at my shape, we know the radius has to start in the center and go to one side. So our radius is 4. H, we said, is the height. So how tall or high is our shape? It's 15. And then for pi, we're going to continue to use 3.14. Okay, so now, just like we've been doing with other formulas, we substitute these numbers in for their variables. So for pi, we're going to take 3.14 times the radius squared. So this is our radius, so it's 4 squared times h, and our h is 15. Okay, so first with order of operations, we know we need to get rid of the exponents first. 4 squared, remember 4 squared is 4 times 4, and 4 times 4 is 16 times the 15. So multiplying all three of those together, we come up with a volume of 753 6/10. And again, since it's volume, our units are centimeters cubed. If you can't write it that way, you could write 753 6/10 cubic centimeters. Okay, sometimes getting that exponent can be difficult. Okay, let's try another example. Here we have another cylinder. It has the top base, and then it has the bottom base. Okay, pi times radius squared times height. Okay, so I had to adjust because this was a different measurement units, so it's 12 inches is going to be our height. Here we have a diameter of 12, but we need the radius. So we have to think, if the entire distance is 12, half of that is going to be 6. So remember, diameter divided by 2 is going to give you our radius. You cut it in half. Oops. Okay, so now h is our height. So remember again, I had to kind of change this a little. It looks a little different. Our height is 12 inches. You always want to make sure your units that you're measuring in are the same. If not, we're going to convert. And then pi, we're using 3.14. Okay, so again, substituting 6 in for r, 12 in for h, and 3.14 in for pi. So pi, 3.14, radius squared, our radius is 6, so 6 squared, and then height, we have 12. Again, order of operations, exponents first, 3.14, 6 squared, remember 6 squared is 6 times 6, and that gives us 36 times our height of 12. Multiply those three numbers together, it's that easy. And we come up with 1,356 48/100. Our units are inches, so we have inches cubed. Or another way you might see it written is 356 48 cubic inches. Okay, so there's an optional website for you to practice if you want. If not, keep these notes handy in the video, and we'll practice again on Wednesday. Thank you.